guys, so welcome back to my channel. I know I sound really tired, but welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video, my 1 week postpartum video. I haven't made a YouTube video since April. So some of y'all, if you don't follow me on social media or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, you don't know that I was pregnant, because the last video was a swimsuit haul. So yes, I was actually, I don't know if I was pregnant when I shot that video, but I found out I was pregnant like the week after my birthday. Like, I found out I was pregnant on February 17th, and I had my baby on October 7th. So this is my 1 week. Well, we're 1 week and 4 days postpartum. And when I say like the labor that I had with, his name's Legend, by the way. The labor that I had with Legend and the labor that I had with DJ were two completely different labors, and the after experience was just two completely different experiences. I had a much better experience with Legend. So I went to my 37-week appointment on, no, I went to my 38-week appointment. No, it was my 37-week appointment. I had my appointment on September the, October 6th, I had my 38-week appointment. I was supposed to get induced on October 13th. And then they called me like a couple hours before my appointment on the 6th and told me that they would have to change it to October 14th, because I was going to get an elective induction. Because y'all, I was just so tired. Like, I couldn't sleep at night. Heartburn was killing me. Like, I was just getting very uncomfortable. So I was just going to go ahead and induce. And then they were saying that his head was like measuring much bigger than his body. So I didn't want it to get to the point where his head was so big that I would have to have a C-section. So I was like, just let me go ahead and have him at 39 weeks. Well, it would have been like 39 weeks and 3 days. So it wouldn't have been, I would have been like a couple days off of my due date. My due date was actually October 19th. So I went to my appointment on October 6th, and by the grace of God, the ultrasound tech had to do a ultrasound for an interview, and she was just using me as a guinea pig because I was 38 weeks. So like, it was like a more far along pregnancy, so that she could actually see something and actually do what she needed to do for the interview. That was just by the grace of God. So when she told the girl to check my fluid, to like see if she knew how to check fluid and stuff, she realized, the ultrasound tech that I usually go to realized that my fluid was low. So she double checked it to make sure she didn't just do it wrong, because it was an interview. And my fluid was low. So your fluid being low is not good at all. It can cause stillbirth. I looked it up on Google because I got really nervous, because they were just acting like it was something really bad. And they were saying like stillbirth, preterm labor, all kind of like stuff that wasn't good. So the doctor that delivered him, he actually saw me that day. That was my first time ever seeing him, because I usually see the nurse practitioner. And he was like, yeah, we're not going to be able to wait till next week. We're going to have to bail out like tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I was ready, because like the whole time I kept telling my boyfriend, I was like, maybe he'll come. Maybe he'll come soon. Maybe we'll go to an appointment and they'll tell me he's coming. Or like something. So I was like ready, but mentally I was not ready. Like, I was mentally prepared for next week. So for him to say, we're going to have to bail out tomorrow, like, I was freaking out. My boyfriend was freaking out. Like, we're about to have a baby in 24 hours. So my boyfriend took off, like, for the rest of the day and, like, just helped me get stuff together, our last minute stuff together. and I had to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock the next morning. And so I slept like maybe from like 10 to 2 because I couldn't sleep. I was so anxious. He slept from like, he fell asleep at like 7 o'clock that night. And he slept from like 7 to 2 o'clock in the morning and packed up his bag and stuff. Like, I stayed up from 2 until he was born. So I was just washing bottles, getting everything finished with packing up my bag, like just mentally preparing myself to get ready for birth. And we went to the hospital. The hospital's like literally like 3 minutes down the street. Like, I could walk to the hospital from where we stay. So we got to the hospital like right at 5 o'clock. They checked us in and everything. They started me on Pitocin. And by the time I got there, I was 2 centimeters when I went to the doctor the day before. And when I got to the hospital, I was like 3.5 centimeters. So it really didn't take that long. So I started the Pitocin. The doctor came in and checked me around 8 o'clock, like my obstetrician, the one that delivered him. He came and checked me. He said I was 5 centimeters. And by the time I still hadn't got the epidural, I was still being like, cool, I'm gonna try to wait this thing out to see how far I can go before it gets too bad. So about, I want to say around 8, 9 o'clock, they came and broke my water. And by that time, the contractions still weren't like, they weren't that bad. Like, they were manageable. I could deal with it. But I did end up getting like a pain reliever. It wasn't like the IV one. So I was still like kind of doing okay. But then when I hit about, I want to say 8 centimeters, them contractions started coming. I was like, I'm going to need that epidural ASAP. The contractions started coming. The lady that did the epidural, like, she was talking to me, and I was having contractions. Like I don't even remember what she was telling me. Like, I was in so much pain. I was finna cry. But, and then my boyfriend was sitting over there, so I'm just like trying to focus on him, because like he really, like, he is an amazing support person. Like, he made everything like just great for me, and I'm just trying to focus on him because he calms me. He's just my, like, I don't even know what word I'm trying to use right now, but he calms me. So I was just focusing on him, and he just stared at me, and then he stared at the needle because the needle was huge. I'm like, I need this ASAP. So finally the epidural started kicking in. I say with DJ, I could feel like the pressure of him coming and like the stitches that I got after he came out. This lady did this epidural so good, I couldn't feel pressure. I couldn't feel my feet. I could feel absolutely nothing. I could feel just my legs tingling. That was it. I didn't feel anything at all. But I pressed the button just to make sure, because the DJ, I didn't know there was a button. But I pressed the button just to make sure that the epidural was working. And I guess me pressing that button sent a lot of medicine, and it just like numbed me good. So after I got the epidural, they checked me again. They went to put my catheter in around 11. She said she was coming back at 11 o'clock to put my catheter in. She put my catheter in, and she tried to check me, but she said she couldn't feel anything. But apparently his head was like down there. His head was down there. So we had to wait. My doctor, he has 3 different offices, and he was at the office in Homewood, which is about 20-25 minutes away from the hospital. So I had to wait until he came. They say his head was just like in my pelvis, like ready to come out. Like he was crowning, and I didn't feel anything. Like I couldn't feel his head. I couldn't feel pressure. I couldn't feel nothing. So I ended up making it until he came. I started pushing at 11:30. He was out by 11:34. when I say it was the easiest birthing experience, like everything was what I wanted it to be and more. I prayed when I say, because I was so nervous because my birth with DJ was just god awful. I just prayed, like I prayed my entire pregnancy for when I found out, like starting from the day I found out, a healthy baby, a healthy pregnancy, a safe, easy going labor, and I got everything I asked for and more. Like the labor was easy, the afterbirth was easy, everything was just easy peasy lemon squeezy. So with DJ, like I bled so much. I started to hemorrhage. Like I had I had started getting preeclampsia during birth. So the afterbirth was just awful. I had to stay in the bed like the entire time I was at the hospital with Legend. Like I was up walking around like a few minutes after maybe 45 minutes after I had him. I was using the bathroom. I was doing everything on my own. And my boyfriend was like, you need to sit down. You need to chill. You just had a baby. And I'm like, I feel good. Like, I'm happy. Like, I can, like, actually get up and do this. And so, now we're home. We left the hospital on the 9th, October 9th, Saturday, October 9th. And we've been chilling. He's a really good baby. Like, he's an amazing baby. Oh yeah, the night before we left the hospital, or it might have been, yeah, the night before we left the hospital, he decided to cluster feed, and I didn't even know what that was. But apparently when your milk starts coming in, babies tend to feed like every 30 minutes. And so he started feeding every 30 minutes. And when I say, like, we didn't go to bed till like 4 o'clock that morning. Like, me and my boyfriend started taking turns. Like, he was like, you and him sleep. And then when they came and got him for his little last checkup before we left the hospital, he went to sleep. And he was like, well, you just stay awake with him after I was like, I'll just stay awake with him after they leave. And so I tried to stay awake. I could not. Like, he was over there asleep. I was falling asleep. I could not stay awake. But it worked out. We ended up having a supplement that night because he would just kept trying to feed and I wasn't making enough milk. But now, y'all, when I say I am making so much milk, like, I feed him. I was going to do just breast, but I'm about to start back doing working, and when I start back going to school, I'm going to have milk. So I ended up pumping. And y'all, look at don't mind that back there. It needs to be washed. But look at my milk supply. Don't mind the refrigerator. We have so much food in here. But y'all, this is just from a freaking week. Like, that's how much milk I made. And I still feed and I pump. I do both. So, like, y'all, I'm really making like a lot of milk. But like I was saying, he's a really good baby. Like, I sometimes, like a lot of times, have to wake him up to eat. Like, he has his moments, but I have to wake him up to eat. Like, he will literally sleep through the night if I let him. Like, we wake up at, I want to say 2:40, like 2:45, 2:47 every night. I pump, I feed him, change him, and we go back to sleep till like 8 o'clock. Like, he's such a good baby. He doesn't cry. All he does is sleep. I'm gonna bring him over here. So, see, he's sleeping now. That's all he does. Baby. And he has a dimple just like his dad. But yeah, all he does is sleep. Like, my boyfriend, he went back to work today, but he was at home with me for a week. Like, he was just great help. When I say the best support person. Like when I was in labor, like as I was pushing, he was telling me like, you're doing so good, you almost got it. Like he was kissing me on my forehead. Like he just made it like perfect for me, and I couldn't ask for a better support person. He helped me so much in the hospital. Like he helped me use the bathroom, helped me out of bed. Like I'm not used to that, so it was just like, I love this man. Like, this is really gonna be my husband. But no, for real, he's great. And he still helps me as much as he can. But now that he's going to work, I'm not gonna expect him to help me as much. I'm not gonna let him help me as much because I'll just be chilling at the house and he be at work. So I got this. You just rest. But anyways, as I was saying, yeah, he feeds he's supposed to every 2 to 3, but he's so sleepy, like he won't even eat sometimes. Like he would just sit there, like he won't eat. So I just let him eat when he's ready, but he eats a lot when he's up. So right now, like the nipples, like the breastfeeding is going good, but like, you know, the first 2 to 3 weeks you got the burning and the crack and the bleeding nipples. They don't really bleed as much, but they bleed a little bit. They're getting much better. I started using, it's all the way in there, I would go get it, but I got him now. But this nipple butter, organic nipple cream, and it helps a lot. And then I got these little patches, silicone patches kind of, you put on your nipples, and they're supposed to help them feel better, like soothe your nipples, and it actually does. So I use those from time to time. But other than that, my nipples are starting to feel better. Like, my nipples are starting to feel better, a lot better. The bleeding is not, I had to get like a few stitches. I had a 2nd-degree laceration, but the stitches, like I don't have to use the bottle of spray anymore because it doesn't burn. So I feel like the stitches are starting to get better. I'm not bleeding as much as I was. Like it gets heavy from time to time. Like I notice like after I pump, it'll get heavy, or after I feed him, it'll get heavy. But like today, it hasn't been, like I pumped, I fed him and everything. It hasn't been that heavy. So maybe it's about to stop. But yeah, I don't even take my pain medicine anymore. At first, like breastfeeding at first, like when I would pump or I would feed him, like I would cramp. I would have contractions so bad. And they were giving me Motrin and Tylenol in the hospital. The Motrin didn't do a dang thing for me. Like, it did absolutely nothing. So I was like, get Tylenol. The Tylenol works. Definitely works. And they sent me home with some ibuprofen. So, the ibuprofen, the prenatal vitamins, they're almost gone. It's like one more in there. And then I was using this, or I was going to try to use these. They're Mom postpartum gummies for lactation. But I'm making a lot of milk, so I'm really not taking those. And I bought some body armor drinks, but I don't need those either because I'm making a lot more milk than I thought I was. So, yeah. This was like a great experience. He's a sweet baby, and yeah, I couldn't ask for nothing better. So you guys, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos soon with my boyfriend, with him, like just like my day in life as a stay-at-home mom. Like, I don't do too much. I just chill. And he don't do too much. So we just be chilling together. But, and also, like, after birth, like, when I say my stomach went completely down, like, oh, this is my postpartum stomach. Like, I am, one day 1 week and 4 days, and like we've already are almost flat. Like I got a little pudge, but for the most part we're back to what I was before, and I just need some booty. Like that's all I need. I wish you would have gave me some booty. But when I first got pregnant, I was like 131. I got up to 146, I believe. And I just dropped. I don't know how much I weigh now, but I just completely dropped. So I'm thankful for that. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Hit the button, the little bell button, so that you can get notifications when I go live. When I post a video, I'm going to be posting more frequently. I know I say that every time, but me and my boyfriend really been talking about like getting this YouTube thing on it. And I go, and I feel like we can do it. We just got to stay dedicated to it. So be on the lookout for more videos, challenges, mukbangs, pranks. I don't know about the pranks, but just anything, because we got it coming for you guys. And I'll be back with another video soon.